Hello and welcome. My name is Gayatri Sundar Rajan. Today I'm here with a family to whom transgender rights is more than a headline. For this family, being transgender is about acceptance, resilience, and unconditional love. So what are the changes that you think the community or the person needs to take so that this can be more of a normal conversation? It doesn't have to be an odd one out kind of situation.
I think the communication that needs to be had around transgender people and transgender issues is just that communication, having an open dialogue between parents and children and schools, employers. Just as a community, people need to be talking and have transgender issues be something that's normalized.
And what you talked about in some of the articles that you've been in is that having an accepting school is a big part of having a good relationship with who you are.
Oh, completely. I think having an accepting school is incredibly important because when the environment around you is saying, you're not all right, you're not okay, you're different, you need to be placed in a separate bathroom, you need to be separated from all the other kids, that's giving you so many signals like, I'm not all right and I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing. And it's really, really hard to just be secure in your own head and in your own body.
Wayne, what do you think you did to make the home comforting and encouraging for Nicole?
I listened to my wife. It was Kelly's strong foundation that kept our home safe and then kept me moving in the right direction. It took me a long time from the time she was old enough to talk to the time people started attacking our family. I think that was my last piece. How dare you attack my baby? We had to live it, or I had to live it to understand it, and we can't wait for the rest of America to live it to understand it. Kids are dying, and families are being destroyed, and they're living in hiding in America, which I cannot fathom.
Transgender issues need to be so less foreign a concept. People need to be able to put names to faces and put faces to the issues that we're talking about. And I think, when you're able to connect, actual people and identities to these issues, then it's a lot less harder to, discriminate, marginalize against people, because you're like, these are real people that I know and have talked to that this is affecting. I just was reading something on Facebook and someone was saying, kids in high school don't even know, what they want to do when they grow up. How are they supposed to know what sex they are? And I'm like, actually, sex is the first thing that children know. And it's also the first thing where they recognize if there's a disconnect. If they're old enough to understand what they are completely old enough to understand what they are not. And that's, I think, what was so interesting with me and my brother having an identical twin was at the same age he was realizing, oh, I like to play with trucks and action figures. I was realizing I did not like to do all of those things. And so I think we need to be giving kids a lot more credit and really listening to them, because when you're so young and having all of these confusing feelings and now having the responsibility to try to communicate them, parents really need to be open and receptive to what signals are being sent from their child.
I get asked that all the time. Wayne, my son really likes to play with dolls, and they're like hoping not. I'm going to give him a good answer. Like, my kid's not going to be transgender. I said, listen, I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? I said, just let them grow up. They'll tell you who they are.
So looking back at the girl who asked her mom, when do I get to be a girl? And the person who you've become today, what advice would you give to yourself as you kind of went through this transition?
Really just keep looking out for number one, and that's you. Number one is always you. And you just have to take care of yourself. And you know who you are, and regardless of whether or not your parents understand that, there are people out there, A, like you, and B, who will understand that and appreciate it.
On behalf of Nicole Maines and her father Wayne, this is Gayatri Sundar Rajan reporting for ACMi.